Abhimanyu, try now.
Yeah, thank you. This works. So I hope you guys can see the score sheet right now.
Yeah, we can see it.
And can you still see the score sheet now?
Yeah, still seeing the score sheet.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
great.
visible. Yeah, it's visible.
So welcome to week 6. We have Samanth in seat 1, Prasann in seat 2, Major in seat 3, and Kishore in seat 4. So yeah, everyone knows the rules. I'll give you 30 seconds on the direct, 5 seconds on the pause, and I'll remind you when only 10 seconds are left on your own directs.
Yeah.
So, and please keep your hands visible on screen at all times, both of your hands. Starting with question 1 for Samanth. Okay. Which chef is recognized for bringing French cuisine to the American public with the cookbook Mastering the Art of French Cooking? In 2002, the chef was the inspiration for a cooking blog by Julie Powell. The blog was the basis of a future best-selling book that would later be turned into a movie.
Julia Child.
And that's right. The movie being Julie and Julia. Second question for you. The full names required here. Which Major League Baseball team got its name when it was accused of poaching Luke Bierbauer after the 1890 season? As a result, the team is also known as the Buccos, or short for Buccaneers. The NFL team Steelers from this smoky city also began life with the exact same nickname as the baseball team.
So Pittsburgh Pirates.
It is the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you get points for that. Prasann, your 2 questions.
Yeah.
First recorded in 1518, which common 2-word English phrase was followed by the words one string to mean playing the same note repeatedly? It probably got cut down to its present form by Shakespeare in Hamlet. Today, this cut down form means to dwell on a subject tiresomely or in a monotonous way.
Keep harping.
I'll prompt.
Harping on.
Yeah, I think I'll give you points for that. This is harping on or harp upon or other variations of the same thing. Prasann, second question for you.
Yeah.
The 168 Project is a Californian Christian film festival. It involves the random assignment of verses based on themes from the scriptures to contestants. The question is, under what restriction does the film need to be completed? This restriction gives the festival its name.
The number of curse words should be less than 168.
Okay, I think that would be every film, so no. Captain?
I'll pass.
Kishore? I'll have to pass. Kishore, you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Oh, it should be under 168 minutes.
Incorrect. Samanth?
The plot shouldn't break any of the 10 commandments.
Incorrect. So the answer to this is
non-com.
Non-com?
168 characters?
Not really. This is, you have to complete the film, make the film entirely in 1 week or 168 hours, since 24 times 7 is 168.
Lovely.
2 questions to Captain. On the electromagnetic spectrum, what name is given to waves with wavelength of 10 picometers to 10 nanometers, which is shorter than ultraviolet rays? Their name signifies an unknown type of radiation at the time of its discovery, something that led to one of the inaugural Nobel Prizes in 1901.
X-rays?
That is correct. Or Roentgen rays was also acceptable.
Very nice.
Second to you. The earliest ship excavated from Europe's Age of Discovery was a ship that was part of Vasco da Gama's second armada to India but sank off the coast of Oman on its way. What was the ship's name? The name evokes not just gemstone in its native language, but also a former Disney princess from the pages of a 19th century literary classic.
Aurora.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda is right. Kishore, do you have a lot of background noise? If not, you can just keep yourself unmuted permanently.
That's probably why I muted. I have some traffic. So.
Okay. Kishore, 2 questions for you. What is the most populous city in the Philippines? It is located immediately northeast of Manila in central Luzon and is named after a former Philippine president. It was the country's capital from 1948 to 1976.
Ferdinand.
Incorrect. Captain?
Quezon City.
This is Quezon City.
Very nice.
And second question to Kishore. Sorry for the longish question.
Oh, wow.
American Gods from 2001 by Neil Gaiman pits American manifestations of the old gods, whose powers have waned as their believers have decreased in number, to participate in a battle against the new American gods, manifestations of modern life and technology. The Zoria sisters in American Gods represent the morning, evening, and midnight stars. In Slavic lore, they guard and watch over which doomsday hound. It is said to be chained to the star Polaris in the constellation Ursa Minor, and if the chain ever breaks, the hound will devour the world.
Is this Fenrir? Fenrir the Grey Wolf.
Incorrect. Samanth?
Pass.
Prasann?
Pass.
Captain?
Pass.
Okay. I'll paste the answer on the chat box. So Semarble or Semarble, which to me sounded suspiciously like the Pokemon Smeargle when I was playing the game. 2 questions to Samanth, round 2. China's largest video streaming platform is still expanding. As of January 2021, it ranked first among its rivals with a total of 176 million unique visitors in China, about 33 million more than Alibaba's Youku. What is the name of this Netflix of China? Ten seconds.
Baidu Film.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Pass.
Captain?
Pass.
Kishore?
I pass as well.
Okay. Again, I'll paste the answer on the chat box because I think that's better for me. This is Ichigi, but it's written as IQIYI. Second question to Samanth. Rohit Shetty has been the host for 5 years on which reality TV show? It was originally created by Endemol, and the US version was originally hosted by Joe Rogan, although musician Ludacris is the current host. The local name of the show is required.
Say Nach Baliye.
Incorrect. Prasann?
खतरों के खिलाड़ी.
That will get you your point on the steel, and you get 2 directs now. Who commanded HMS Endeavour on its 1768 to 71 voyage of discovery? While the ship was scuttled during the American War of Independence, you may see a replica alongside the Australian National Maritime Museum in Sydney Harbour.
James Cook.
You will get your point for James Cook. Second question for you. Which football team, once in the English Premier League but now relegated, play their home games at Ewood Park? It has qualified for the UEFA Champions League once and the UEFA Cup 6 times. Their all-time best EPL goal scorer is Alan Shearer with 112 goals.
Sunderland.
Not Sunderland. Captain,
Blackburn Rovers.
you get your point for Blackburn Rovers.
Lovely one.
And you get 2 directs to go with Blackburn. In which TV show with the superpower trio of artificially created siblings would you spot Mrs. Sarah Bellum? Bellum is the personal secretary and brains behind the man of the mayor of Townsville. Depicted with strawberry red hair and dressed in a red suit, her face is almost never seen. Ten seconds.
Mm,
3 seconds now.
Powerpuff Girls.
You get your point in the
Lovely
nick
one.
of time.
Lovely one.
And second question for you. Which doubly eponymous scientific experiment was conducted to simulate the conditions thought to be present on the early Earth and tested the chemical origin of life under those conditions? The experiment ended up generating amino acids, which are essential to life. It was performed in 1952 at the University of Chicago.
Miller and Urey.
Miller-Urey experiment is right. Kishore, 2 questions to you to close out round 2. Which chef who lived from 1903 to 1985 lends his name to one of the most prestigious food-related awards in the USA? The awards recognize chefs, restaurateurs, authors, and food writers each year, scheduled around his May 5th birthday. Recipients receive a medallion etched with his image.
I pass.
You're passing? Okay, Samanth.
James Beard.
James Beard is right.
Very
Kishore,
nice.
2 questions for you. The second question for you, sorry. Founded in 1999 as Blank Blank's Overlooked Film Festival, this event held in Champaign, Illinois, is the only long-running film festival created by a critic. All invited guests are given an award known as the Golden Thumb, which is a casting of the critic's thumb in the up position. Who created this festival?
Roger Ebert.
This is Roger Ebert, the Ebert Fest. Samanth, 2 questions for you, round 3. Which doubly eponymous partial differential equations describe the motion of viscous fluids? The people after whom these equations are named never actually work together. These equations are used extensively in video games to model natural phenomena like fire and smoke.
Navier-Stokes equation.
Navier-Stokes is right. And second question for you. Which football team, once in the English Premier League but now relegated, has former Disney CEO Michael Eisner as its chairman? Yakubu, with 22 goals, is their all-time highest EPL goal scorer. Uniquely, it is the only club in English professional football which is not located on the mainland of Great Britain.
Belfast Rangers.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Portsmouth, no?
This is Portsmouth, which is located on the Portsea Island, so not the mainland. And Prasann, you get 2 directs now.
Yeah.
In which museum would you find Picasso's Guernica, among many other masterpieces? It is named after the Queen Consort at the time of its establishment, someone who happens to be the current Queen Mother.
Mathilde Museum.
Incorrect. Captain?
The Museo Reina Sofia.
The Reina Sofia Museum is right. It's in Madrid. Queen Sofia is the wife of King Juan Carlos of Spain and mother of the current King Felipe VI. Prasann, second question for you. Which Netflix show does Erica feature in where she is likely a friend of Mr. Peanut Butter? She has never been seen and might be seriously disfigured. Some say she could also be a felon or a sex offender, since the show says she can't vote in elections or visit Disneyland. Ten seconds.
Abhimanyu, I just need to switch off the phone. Is it okay?
Yes. Prasann, answer, please.
Rick and Morty.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Pass.
Samanth?
BoJack Horseman.
Hey.
That is right.
Other one.
2 questions to Captain. Which Amorite was perhaps the best-known king of the first Babylonian dynasty, reigning from 1792 BC onwards? He claimed to have received the text he is best known for from Shamash, the god of justice.
Hammurabi.
This is Hammurabi, famous for the Hammurabi Code. And second question for you. The world's deadliest mid-air collision happened over the Indian village of Charki Dadri near Delhi, resulting in 349 deaths. One of the planes, an Ilyushin IL-76, belonged to the Kazakhstan Airlines. Which Middle Eastern airline did the other aircraft belong to?
Saudia or Saudi Arabian Airlines.
You get both the acceptable answers, right? And Kishore, 2 questions for you. Having reached 86 degrees north as part of Fritjof Nansen's Arctic expedition in 1893 to 96, whose landmark expedition around 15 years later was the ship Fram part of?
Roald Amundsen.
That is correct.
Oh.
Second question for you. Full name required again. Which Major League Baseball team is believed to have chosen its name as a play on another team called the Boston Braves? Sometimes referred to as the Tribe, this team will change its controversial name following the 2021 season to the Guardians.
Cleveland Indians.
Correct. Samanth, 2 questions for you. Mr. Ibis in American Gods is a manifestation of which deity? This deity is credited by ancient Egyptians as the inventor of hieroglyphs and also as a scribe of the underworld. Appropriately in the novel, Mr. Ibis writes short biographies of people who brought folkloric beings with them to America. Ten seconds.
Horus.
Incorrect. Prasann,
Thoth.
can you spell that out, please?
Thoth. Thoth.
That is correct, and you get your point. Second question to Samanth. This idiom originated from the early days of orchestra. In the orchestra, there is a prominent violist who plays the melody. Then there is the role which leads the group of violins that play a supportive role to the lead violinist. What idiom is this, which means to be a subordinate to someone?
Playing second string or second fiddle.
Playing second fiddle is right. 2 questions to Prasann.
Yeah.
On the electromagnetic spectrum, what name is given to waves with the longest wavelength? Earlier, they were known as Hertzian waves after Heinrich Hertz, but were given their current name after a milestone discovery by Marconi.
Radio waves.
Radio waves is right. Second to you. Which city in Israel is named after a Zionist American businessman and philanthropist? In 1928, Obed ben Ami and Itamar ben Avi, two of the heads of the Bnei Binyamin Association, raised funds for the city with his help, and in return promised to name the new settlement after him.
Tel Aviv.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Pass.
Captain?
Pass.
Samanth?
Pass.
Okay, this is Netanya, Netanya,
Ah,
which is named after Nathan Strauss, the co-founder of Macy's. Two questions to Captain. This American over-the-top video streaming service, owned and operated by a certain Comcast subsidiary, is named in reference to the NBC logo. It launched on July 15, 2020, and primarily shows content from the NBC Universal Studios. Which service is this?
Peacock.
Peacock is right. Second question for you. Created in 1966, which city hosts the oldest film festival still active in Africa? It is named after a city not particularly well liked by the Roman politician Cato the Elder. The main prize awarded here is the Golden Tanit after a Phoenician goddess.
The Carthage Film Festival.
Carthage Film Festival is correct. Two questions to Kishore to close off the first half of the quiz. Music historians believe that this phrase is inaccurate because the class of instruments called the viol was not developed until the 11th century. And if anything, the kithara, a heavy wooden instrument with 4 to 7 strings, may have been used. Meanwhile, the historian Tacitus noted that singing might have happened instead. What phrase is this? Ten seconds.
Coming along.
Incorrect. Samanth?
This is Nero fiddling while Rome burned.
Okay, that is right.
Lovely one.
And second question to Kishore to close out the first half of this quiz. Electromagnetic waves with the shortest wavelength are known by which Greek letter named so by Lord Rutherford? It is based on the relatively strong penetration of matter as compared to two less penetrating types of decay radiation.
Gamma rays.
These are indeed gamma rays. And halfway through the quiz, Captain has taken an early lead with 10 points, Samanth on 7, Prasann on 6, and Kishore on 5. So both spots with the win are up for grabs. Samanth, let's start the last 32 questions with 2 for you. Which biblical entity from the book of Genesis is said to have been inspired by the Sumerian-built great ziggurat of Amarsin in the city of Eridu? Other scholars say it is associated with Etemenanki, a ziggurat in Babylon dedicated to the Mesopotamian god Marduk.
Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel is right. Second question for you. Inderjeet Singh Rayat was the only person convicted for bombing an aircraft bearing what name in 1985? This Boeing 747 was named after a king of the Kushan dynasty, and the incident was the deadliest act of terrorism in its category till September 11, 2001.
Kanishka.
Anushka is absolutely correct. 2 questions to Prasann.
Yeah.
Which chef with an alliterative name is the host of the TV show 30-Minute Meals? Although not a qualified chef professionally, her quick and easy cooking style teaches many simple recipes that need very little prep time. She also launched a magazine called Every Day with blank blank. Once the blanks are filled, the first 2 words will rhyme with the last 2. 10 seconds.
Every day with Doris Day.
Incorrect. Kishore,
Pass.
Captain,
Hmm. Pass.
Samanth.
This is Rachel Ray.
This is indeed Rachel Ray. Second question to Prasann. Which movie is the most successful production to date in the cop universe created by Rohit Shetty? Ranveer Singh plays police officer Sangram Bhalerao, and the film should not be confused with the Disney franchise character. It is a part remake of the Telugu film Temper.
Simba.
Simba is right. Two questions to Captain now. The Arg or Citadel of Karim Khan, the founder of the Zand dynasty, is a museum located in which city that served as its capital? The city is capital of the Fars province and has been known as a cultural center since the 13th century, being the birthplace of poets like Hafez and Saadi. Ten seconds.
Isfahan.
Incorrect. Kishore. I'll have
Pass.
to pass you, Kishore.
Pass.
Prasann,
Pass.
Samanth.
Pass.
Okay. This is Shiraz in Iran.
That was my
Shiraz.
Ah, it was either Isfahan or Shiraz. Shit.
Yeah.
And second question to Captain. Again, the full name is required. Which Major League Baseball team was called the Highlanders till 1912? The more popular name was already appearing in the press by 1904 and was a symbol for American. Moreover, the name was also in public consciousness at the time, thanks to the popularity of a song by George M. Cohan. The team also has the unofficial name Pinstripers.
The New York Yankees.
Correct. Kishore, two questions for you. The name of which streaming service comes from two Mandarin Chinese words meaning calabash or bottle gourd and interactive recording? According to founding CEO Jason Kilar, the word had a great sort of symbolism of the holder of precious things, which is the holder of premium content.
Hulu.
Hulu is right.
Lovely one. Lovely answer.
Second question for you. What is the latest movie in Rohit Shetty's cop universe? The release of this film with Akshay Kumar in the lead has been pushed back many times due to the pandemic. The title sounds similar to a 1992 Salman Khan movie.
Mere Naam.
Incorrect. Prasann,
Suryavanshi.
Suryavanshi. Good answer there. Two questions to Samanth again. John Forsyth originally played the role of patriarch Blake Carrington in the 1980s show Dynasty. However, which famous unseen character, often referred to anonymously, did he voice in a TV series between 1976 to 1981? He reprised the role in the 2000 and 2003 film adaptations as well.
This is Charlie in Charlie's Angels.
Absolutely. Second question for you. This city, the capital of its namesake state, is the foremost industrial center in Latin America. It was given its name by Jesuit missionaries who founded it as a village on January 25th, 1554, on the anniversary of the conversion of this city's patron saint. Which city is this?
Rio de Janeiro.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Pass.
Captain?
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo is right. You took a punt and you got the answer right.
Lovely one.
2 questions to Prasann.
Yeah.
One of the most important in ancient Mesopotamia, which city is most famous for its great king Gilgamesh? It is considered the first true city in the world and is believed to have given rise to the modern name of a country. Ten seconds.
Yes.
I'll need an answer now.
Yeah. Urs.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Pass.
Captain?
Is this Ur?
Incorrect. Samanth?
Pass.
Okay, passing. This is Uruk, U-R-U-K,
Oh,
from which Iraq might have taken its
Yeah.
name.
damn, that's what
I
I
have in
wanted to say.
bold to not accept Ur, so I will not accept Ur. Prasann, second question for
Yeah.
you. Considered the most famous failed experiment in science, which doubly eponymous experiment started off by trying to determine the existence of luminiferous ether. However, it ended up proving that the velocity of light in vacuum is absolutely constant, though some dispute this outcome right now.
Michelson-Morley. Sorry.
This is the Michelson-Morley experiment. 2 questions to Captain now. The mysterious conman Mr. Wednesday in American Gods is a manifestation of which Norse god of war and death?
Purely from Wednesday, I'll go with Odin.
That is right.
Lovely one. Very nice.
And second question to you. Which football team, once in the English Premier League but now relegated, is considered to be London's oldest extant professional football club? Clint Dempsey with 50 goals is their all-time PL goal scorer.
Fulham.
Absolutely correct. Kishore, 2 questions to you. In which TV show does Diane Evans serve as Special Agent Dale Cooper's secretary and confidant? While working on cases, Cooper routinely dictates cassette tapes for Diane, both to request special items and to record his findings. Unseen in the initial run, Evans was played by Laura Dern in the 2017 revival of this show.
Magnum PI.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Pass.
Samanth?
Pass.
Captain?
Pass.
Okay.
Non-comfort,
This is,
sir.
yes,
Get smart.
not quite.
Okay.
This is Twin Peaks.
Oh,
And Kishore, second question to you. Around 2400 BC, Sumerian was slowly replaced by which now extinct Semitic language as the primarily spoken language in Mesopotamia. Eventually, Sargon I conquered most of the Sumerian city-states and established the world's first empire, which shares its name with the language.
Akkad. Akkadian. Akkad.
Akkadian is right.
Lovely one.
And now we have come to the 3/4 point of the quiz. Captain in the lead with 14, Samanth at 11, Prasann at 9. So still quite a lot of scope for the wins to be decided in the last 16 questions of the quiz. Samanth, 2 for you. Inaugurated in December 2019, the largest museum in Southeast Asia is named after which monarch who died in 2016 and was at the time of his death the second longest reigning monarch of all time in the world?
Bhumibol Adulyadej.
That is right.
Oh, nice.
Called the Rama 9th Museum in Bangkok. He was King Rama the 9th. And second question to you. On the electromagnetic spectrum, what misnomer represents waves with wavelength longer than infrared rays? They were named simply because their wavelength was shorter in comparison to another set of waves whose discovery preceded theirs. It may be said that their most well-known use is in the kitchen.
Microwaves.
This is microwave. Prasann, 2 questions to you.
Yeah.
Picking an appropriate name for the streaming company was a drawn-out process. From Reply and Now Showing to Cinema Center, a number of names were considered for the platform. However, they decided to name it Kibble temporarily until they could think of something better. What is the current name of this company that was co-founded by Mark Randolph?
Netflix.
This is Netflix. Well answered. And second question to you. Full name required again. Which MLB team's name is a reference to the rattlesnake species Crotalus atrox? Excuse me. This snake is a common fixture in the desert in and around the team's home state, which features in the team's name. The name could also be a reference to a baseball field, which is sometimes called a blank.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
That is very well worked out.
Nice.
You get the point.
Very nice.
2 questions to Captain. What is the first film in Rohit Shetty's Cop universe, starring Ajay Devgan in the titular role? It is a remake of a Tamil film of the same name that starred Surya. This movie and its sequel have earned over 270 crore rupees in revenue.
Singham.
That is correct. Second question for you.
One thing, never thought we would get a Rohit Shetty quad. I need to.
Yeah, the name of which European capital city is connected to the name of its patron goddess and originates from a legendary contest between the patron goddess and a famous sea god. This contest has been described by Herodotus, Apollodorus, Ovid, Plutarch, Pausanias, among others.
Athens from Athena.
That is absolutely right. And I think this is what makes a great quiz. The spread of questions from being Ajay Devgan and Rohit Shetty in question 1 to Greek mythology in question 2. Kishore, 2 questions for you. What doubly eponymous name is given to the state of matter when a group of atoms are cooled to very close to absolute zero? At this point, the atoms have no free energy and the group starts behaving like a single atom.
Bose-Einstein condensate.
That is right.
Lovely
Second
one.
question for
Very
you.
nice.
Which football team, once in the English Premier League but now relegated, takes part in the Tyne Bear Derby against Newcastle United? Kevin Phillips, with 61 goals, is their all-time PL goal scorer.
Sunderland.
Correct. Last round to go. Still a little bit of toss-up in the scores possible. Samanth, 2 questions to you. In addition to the HMS Erebus, which was the other ship on Sir John Franklin's ill-fated expedition to traverse the Northwest Passage? This ship lends its name to a 2007 novel by Dan Simmons, which was the source material for a TV series of the same name on this expedition, with Ridley Scott as an executive producer. Ten seconds.
I'll say Cerberus.
Incorrect. Kishore?
This is Hyperion.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Firefly.
Incorrect. Captain?
HMS Terror.
HMS Terror is right.
Lovely answer, man.
And last direct to Samanth. In which city's film festival is the most awaited event and open-air screening on its most famous landmark? F.W. Murnau's Sunrise and Fritz Lang's Metropolis have been shown on this landmark. However, the most appropriate film to be shown here is 1925 Silent Classic. Separately, it is also the name of a people's film collector from South India. Ten seconds.
Paris.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Berlin.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Odessa.
This is Odessa. Well answered. What movie are they referring to in the question?
Battleship Potemkin.
That is right, with the famous Odessa step scene. Two questions to Prasann now, to possibly overtake someone. Hinselman in American Gods protects Lakeside, Wisconsin from economic trouble in return for the town's children as sacrifices. He is what kind of a household spirit from Germanic myth? The spirit lends its name to a chemical element, as medieval miners blamed it for the poisonous nature of the arsenical ores of this metal. Ten seconds.
This is a goblin.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Kupfer nickel, so copper.
Incorrect. Samanth?
This is a kobold.
Can you spell that out, please?
Kobold.
That is absolutely right, from where you get the word.
Very nice.
And second question to Prasann. The deadliest non-terrorist aviation disaster in history happened when two Boeing 747 passenger jets, KLM Flight 4805 and Pan Am Flight 1736, collided on the runway at Los Llanos Airport on which Spanish island? This catastrophic disaster resulted in 583 casualties.
Ibiza.
Not Ibiza. Kishore?
Mallorca.
Incorrect. Captain?
Tenerife.
Tenerife is right. And you get two more questions to solidify your victory, which is almost imminent now. Matthew 6:2 in the King James Bible advises one not to boast about one's charitable deeds. It says, when thou dost thine alms, do not blanks before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have the glory of men. This is an early form of what common phrase that has been blanked out?
Beggars can't be choosers.
Incorrect. Kishore?
Growl in the dust.
Incorrect. Samanth?
Blowing your own trumpet.
That is absolutely right.
Lovely one.
And last question of the day to Captain. Which chef is perhaps better known for his iconic highlighted hair, Oakley sunglasses, and bowling shirts more than his cooking? Beyond cooking shows, he has also hosted the game show Minute to Win It. Ten seconds. Captain, need an answer now.
Anthony Bourdain.
Ayyo.
Incorrect. Prasann?
Guy Fieri.
Ayyo.
This is Guy Fieri. Well answered. And 2 questions to Kishore, the last 2 of today. What was the original name of the Bhau-Daji Art Museum in Mumbai? Although now renamed after the scholar or antiquarian who contributed heavily to the museum's collection, the museum was originally named for a prominent couple from the 19th century. Incidentally, this couple also lent their names to another similar establishment in another country.
Albert Victoria. Victoria Albert.
Victoria and Albert Museum is right.
Very nice.
And last question of today to you. A 1983 Korean air flight from New York to Seoul was destroyed in flight by missiles fired from an interceptor aircraft, killing all 269 people on board after it entered another country's prohibited airspace. This was true as the pilots made a navigation mistake that resulted in the plane entering a no-go zone. Which country shot the plane down? This incident prompted the US to make GPS systems public.
North Korea.
Incorrect. Samanth?
Russia,
Prompt?
USSR.
Ayyo.
The Soviet Union
One
is
or the
right.
other.
And with that, we come to the end of the quiz.
Very nice quiz.
Captain wins with 18 points, Samanth in second with 16, Prasann in third with 13, and Kishore at 10.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for making it a
Guys,
Monday.
Thank you so much.
Lovely.
So, okay.
Thanks a lot, Abhimanyu.
Thank you,
Nice going to read,
Abhimanyu.
guys.
Thank you for reading.
Okay.
Thank you.
Captain, can you stop the recording?
Yeah,
Or
I'll stop the
can I?